Hey guys, what is going on? I'm Morris Pace and you're here for a brand new YouTube video, and we're here on F1 2020 My Team.
Not only as a driver, but as the owner of a brand new F1 team. First things first, let's choose your character.
So here you can see I'm choosing my character for the career mode. This career mode essentially, if you guys have not seen this before, you're in Formula 1 as a normal career mode, but apart from this time, you create your own team. This is the big thing here. So we are going to be calling ourselves, well, you'll see in a minute, I won't tell you yet. You'll see in a minute what the team name is going to be called here. I am just selecting my character, changing, looking at the helmet right now. Because all that little important stuff, because you know when you're driving you want everything to be personalised. The aim of this series is effectively to get from the bottom of Formula 1 up to the top as a team owner. You are also the driver of that team, but you're also the team owner. So you have to deal with financial circumstances, to deal with upgrading your facilities, upgrading the car, deal with second drivers and all sorts, press and everything. So this game has it all. Currently, we're still going through the personalization and just dealing with the gloves, making sure the colors match at this point in the moment. Mainly because this is what defines the team. You know, when you look at a team professionally, when you look at Mercedes, all the teams in Formula 1, all the colors match. So I was just doing that here, making sure everything matches everything. So it all looks good. And effectively what I'm doing right now and how all these videos are going to work across my channel, and when we start, they're all going to be commentary videos. So through here, as you can probably tell with my voice, I am not doing this right now in the video. I'm talking over what I've already done. So when it comes to the racing, I can give you guys the best quality rating that I can give you. Because then I'm concentrating on racing. And I can also talk over it like a commentator when you watch Formula 1 on the TV. So now we're just selecting... Well, I've got to reselect the glove because that was a bit of a muppet and didn't select it. So now we're just going through all the character poses and everything. And if you guys haven't already, smash a like and then subscribe down below. Also, my friend Josh, he is also doing the same. I'll leave his channel in the link below. We are both creating brand new Formula 1 channels. We will also both be putting out content. We do co-op seasons and all sorts coming up, which we have done before on our old channels. But on these channels, brand new, we want you guys to support us as much as you can. So here, as our guys just said, we're doing our team name. As you can see, my the channel name is Morris Pace, so I wanted to go something similar that represents this. And we're going for Morris Motorsport. I thought it rhymed a little bit, 2 M's, I thought it looked quite cool. So we've gone for Morris Motorsport here. And as you can see, I'm typing very slowly, I do apologise. So we're going to go for Morris Motorsport, just a good, nice franchise name, which sort of rings a bell, you know, when you're driving. Oh, Morris Motorsport, this person races for them. It's quite a cool name.
Nice.
So once we've got that, we're now going to select the next thing.
So we need to sign a primary sponsor. Our primary sponsor will pay a signing bonus to the team.
So we've got to sign a primary sponsor.
To cover the early investments we need to make. They will also provide valuable weekly income for us. Each sponsor has a goal that they want the team to achieve. If we hit that goal, the sponsor will pay us an additional goal bonus.
So, as Carlos just said, the sponsor means quite a lot at the start of the season. This is our only source of income before we even started racing. We earn money when we start racing. I'm going to go for Shark here because it's only earning 5 Constructor Championship points in the season, which I feel is quite doable. Also has quite a big signing bonus of 4.9 million. So now we use this budget to get an engine and a second driver, but we cannot go over that limit. So, technically here, as you can see, Ferrari has the best power unit. However, that would only give me 800,000 to get a second driver, which is not enough money to get a second driver. So I was teeing up between Renault and Mercedes. Honda are quite low down. I would love to get Ferrari, but I can't afford them. So we're going between Renault and Mercedes right now. And I think I'm going to go for Mercedes, mainly because it's got better durability, better performance. It's a little bit more expensive, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run. Now, this is where this changes from other episodes and other careers in F1 games gone by. This now, we have to select our teammate. Now, effectively, I could get a really bad teammate and thrash my teammate constantly. However, I want a good teammate who helps me get more points and get more income in for my team, as Carl is explaining here.
Racecraft is the driver's skill to effectively complete overtakes when opportunities arise. Awareness shows the driver's ability to avoid errors and incidents. Ace describes the driver's ability to set competitive lap times. Rating is a summary of the driver's overall skill level.
So, we're going through here as Carl's explaining all the stats they got. It's a bit like a FIFA card. So they have different stats and everything. It's quite cool this year in the new F1 game. We can see how good the drivers are. I was considering getting Jordan King and Callum Ilott because they're British. I thought that'd be quite good. But I decided to go for the more experienced Luca Giotto. He's quite an experienced driver, and as Carl said earlier, the more experience they have, the more results points they can bring to the team, which means the quicker the car can develop. Now, with these drivers, they probably only be with me for one season, because when I have enough money, I will be getting a better driver. Because these guys won't be able to cut it when the team gets better. Now we're going to be selecting the livery. I'm going for a similar sort of theme to one of my favourite ever Formula 1 liveries, which is the Brawn GP car. So, I'm going to be going for that white and green look. I wish I could get red side sponsors so they would look the exact same as the Brawn car, or look similar anyway. But we can't do that yet because we're not high enough level, and we can't customize the sponsors yet because we've got one sponsor, which is Shark. Okay, so at the moment we're just going to go for the livery. We're going for the TriStar livery because it sort of flows quite nicely. We have 3 different colours on the car. I'm going for 2, as you can see here. And it just flows. It looks quite classy. We'll probably change as the seasons go by, as they would do. But this is our starting livery. I think it looks quite smart. So now we're selecting the logo for the team. This is quite a big deal because it's something that somebody looks at your team and goes, aha, Morris Motorsport. So I wanted something which looks sleek. Unfortunately, in this game at the moment, you cannot actually like make your own emblem, so you can't make like 2 M's or something like that. So I went for this logo, a little Chevrolet sort of logo. Looks quite sleek, and we're also going to go for the same colours as close as we can, or try and get the same colours on our car livery. It's quite important, this bit, because obviously it's the identity of the team, and we wanted everybody to look at this car and go, yeah, that's Morris Motorsport. But whilst I'm doing this and whilst I'm fiddling, I'm going to talk you guys through the aims for this team. So, when you start off, you are going to be sat in the bottom pack of the field. So I'm going to be in the bottom 3 teams. It is max up to 10 seasons. We are going to play this game until the new F1 game is released in August this year. So, we're going to have like 9 months or so to play career, and you guys will be able to see this team grow and grow and grow. The aim is to get this team to the top of Formula 1 and not just win 1 championship, not just win 2, win as many as we can. Now, I'm sure you guys are aware this is not going to happen in the first season or 2, or maybe even 3, because we need to upgrade the car, upgrade the facilities, and have enough money to do all of that. So, this is where it's different this year comparing to be in a driver's career season, where you're in a car and then you change teams yourself. This is your own team, so you've got to deal with it yourself. So here I'm selecting the team colours and making it the same as the livery colour, just so it matches. Don't want anything different. And then we're going to go back on here and just make sure, this bit where I'm fiddling now is I'm trying to make sure that the colours are all the exact same, so it actually looks the same as what it should look. I think I fiddle here for quite a bit, so I'm very sorry about that. So in future videos that we're going to try and get a good mix between career mode, co-op season with Josh, and other videos to do with Formula 1 itself. If you guys want to see any other specific videos, please let me know. Put it in the comments section below, and tell me what kind of Formula 1 videos you want. Whether you want multiplayer videos, whether you want anything you like, I will try and get it out for you. But if you don't tell me, I don't know. So down below in the comment section, tell me what you want to see more of. If you want to see more career mode, more adaptive career modes, a driver career mode, a pro driver career mode, where you have to sit in the cockpit cam and you get no assists or anything. As you can see here, I don't have any assists on. Traction control, everything is all turned off. The only assist I have on is 3D racing line in the corners only. Everything else is turned off, and I'm on 104 difficulty. And the max is 110. That might change depending on how well I, as a driver myself, improve. If I get better and I start qualifying and finishing in places where the team doesn't match it, then we will do that. So at the moment we're just going through the media coaching, and now we have our press interview with Will Buxton. This is a new thing, and you have to be very careful what answers you select here because it affects the development of the car and which areas of the car develop. I'm gonna stop talking. You guys can listen to the interview.
HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT, and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams, and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out, though, as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. Now, there's a rich history of that in Formula One too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill, and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team, though, is that while the team itself is new to Formula One, so too is its driver and owner.
Whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both... Every team needs two drivers.
So I just put there, I am up to the task. It's not just about me, it's about the whole team. So, you know, the press try and get everything out with you. What drew us to the teammate? Someone that fits the team will understand that where we are in the team, and they're giving them an opportunity. I've said that we're going to try and beat Alpha. I feel like Williams are too low, and Alpha are a good team that you can probably beat this season as well. Now, this is where, if you guys do your own career mode, the questions are very key. You need to know what parts of the car you want to develop the most, so I've gone for the aero. Now, all of my answers that he all presses here and asks me, all the answers that I give him will be related to the aerodynamic department. This is because that is the section I want to have a head start on. So, when I go to the R&D section after this interview, you'll be able to see that the aerodynamic department is the most improved department. And you see here, I select aero again. This is just because I want that department to kick off the most, because normally when you start, this department is one of the lowest, this and the chassis.
Okay, great, thank you. That's a wrap.
So there is the interview. I like that part of this game, and you will also be seeing more of Will Buxton throughout the season. He will interview us, I think, once every season, mid-season and the end of it. So we'll get 2 interviews per season from him. So you'll be seeing quite a lot of that guy.
When you've got time, check the R&D tree to see our current progress and where we think there's room for more. And while you're at it, why not take a stroll around HQ and check on how the team's doing? This is where you can view our...
So, if you look at the aerodynamic department, we've already got a major upgrade done. So we've got 4 upgrades done there. Chassis, nothing. Powertrain, 2. And durability 2. Durability and powertrain are related to the engine itself. And that is all to do with the Mercedes people that I have gone through. So that I will get some upgrades from them. I upgrade myself. So, the good thing about this game also, you have to manage your team. So, you have to manage your team's activities throughout the time in between races.
Manage everyone's time as efficiently as possible to maximize the team's performance.
This helps because, as my engineer has told me, maximizing the team's performance is critical. If they behave better and they start doing their job better, then we get more resource points and we can develop this car much quicker. And the great thing about this game now is you can see the date exactly where you are in the season, so you can develop certain things. You can see here, I'm back in the R&D tree, and I'm thinking about what do I upgrade next. I've gone for 1 upgrade in the power unit and 1 upgrade in the durability department as well, just so we can get everything kick-started. And then what I will try and do throughout the season is focus on certain areas throughout the season. So I might focus on the chassis for the first half of the season, then go on to something else. So that's quite a big thing, and here we have the car reveal. There we have it. There's the car. She looks good. Obviously, you can see, guys, there's no sponsors on the car yet, so we'll be putting them on, but we only have one sponsor, which is Shark. So I can't just blast all Shark stickers all over the car, because it would be the only word that's on the car. As we go through and we get more acclaim, which is how popular and how well known we are as a driver and a team, that is when we can get more sponsors signed to our team. At the moment, we've only got one. I think the next one we unlock 2. Yeah, you see 2, 5, 10, and 20 acclaim. We currently have no acclaim. Now we're going to go across and put the liveries on the car. Obviously, I got a white dashboard, so a white side pod, so I'm going to have to change that to black so we can actually see the sponsor. So we're just going to put the car through a sponsor just to make the car look a little bit better. Because at the moment it's quite plain. We don't want a plain car. We want a car which actually looks good for the first race in Melbourne. So we're just going to go through, put the sponsors on the car. Well, sponsor on the car. And hopefully that'll change. But this is the sponsor that I've gone for, Shark. Mainly because I feel like the target that they've given us of 15 points in the Constructors' Championship throughout the year is a very achievable target. And they also gave us quite a good signing bonus, which meant I was able to get the Mercedes engine and also get Luca Giotto, who I think is actually quite a good starting teammate. Mainly because of his experience. He's 63 rated or 62 rated, I think. And he's just an all-round good driver. He's been in F2 for quite some time now, and I think it's his time to come up to Formula 1. So now we're going to go through the sections, and now we go to the first race weekend.
Great stuff. You pretty much nailed this circuit. This is a really...
So there we're just going to be finishing our track acclimatization. I'm just going to skip you through a few practice sessions at the moment. Just to show you what the practice is like in this game. The practice in this game are what helps you with your resource point generation. Your resource point generation is very key in order to get and upgrade your car as quickly as possible. Throughout the season I'll probably sim most of my practice sessions, mainly because it does actually tend to give you more resource points than if you were to sit them yourself. And it also sims with your teammates, and this year the difference is my teammate contributes to the resource points for the whole team. Therefore we can upgrade the car quicker. Now we're going through to qualifying itself. Currently going around the track, chasing down the pack. Hopefully I reckon we can qualify P15 around this kind of area. We're pushing the car to the limit. The car should be about 16th, 17th. That's where the car is performing this time. So we're going to come through, get late on the brakes here. Down into gear 2 to get the car turned in, early on the power, back on the power as quickly as we can. This is where the Mercedes engine will help us out on these straights to keep us in contention. As you can see, Hamilton's already 9/10 of a second quicker than us. I had to lift off through there, which he probably didn't have to do because he's got the downforce in that car. So now we're going to go on the brakes again, down into gear 4, maybe into gear 3. Yeah, gear 3, get the car turned in nice and early. On the brake down to gear 5, roll the car through the corner nice and gently, nice and smooth on the turn in. Down into gear 2, early on the power, don't get too aggressive. Feed it into the corner, lost a bit of time here, didn't get on the power quite early enough. P15, can we stay there for our first qualifying session? Yes we can. P15, not bad. Not bad at all. I was aiming for about 15th, 16th. It's a good solid start to our F1 team. I'm not looking for any points in these first few races. If I get points, it's just by luck. Our teammate Luca Giotto, he came 19th. Not bad from Giotto. Now we go into the race. 5 red lights. And away we go. We're off on the race. We're going to short shift up to gear 2 quickly. Get on the inside of the AlphaTauri. We're going to put it up into, put our ERS up. Get right down the inside. Be quite careful here going into turn 1. Don't want to get knocked or anything. Get ourselves out of the race already. We're just going to try and feed it through. Already up to P12. Haven't started in 15. There's 3 positions gained on the first corner. Send it down the inside of Ocon. Get on the brakes. Don't collide into Norris. See if we can get round the outside of Ocon. Ocon just manages to stick us through. So we stay behind Esteban. Now we go through. We're just going to try and size up. The pack is quite congested here. We try and use this to our advantage. Maybe sneak a couple of passes through. I can already see the points. I doubt we're going to be able to get any points today. We're going to try our hardest. Put it up into ERS mode 3. Trying to get a bit more speed through the corners. Late on the brakes. Can we get past Ocon? Here we can. Down the inside. Great move there on Esteban Ocon. Up into P11. P11. Wow, we're one spot off the points already, guys. If we get in the points, it'd be the best first opening race you could have asked for a new team. Can you get on the inside team and try and get a bit of a toe off Norris here? He's also fighting with Stroll in the racing point. I do like, what do you guys think of the McLaren liveries? I know it's been orange for quite a few years now, but do you prefer the silver or do you prefer the orange? Personally, for me, I do prefer the silver. I think the silver looked a lot better. Obviously, they had to change and they ran out of funding, so they weren't Mercedes anymore, but I think the silver does look really nice in the McLaren. Again, we've got to try and get better at that final corner. We don't get the power down quite early enough. We're going to use our ERS and use Rich Mix here just to try and keep up with Norris. This is where the team's powertrain, well, not the Mercedes powertrain, I've got to upgrade it myself. So even though Norris has the Renault engine, which is technically worse than ours, McLaren's powertrain would be better than ours because they've upgraded it themselves. And try and look down the inside, Norris way too far back. That would have been a bold move if we would have made that stick. Down, we're going to shift through the gears here, try and get nice clean driving as much as we can. As you can probably tell, I am using a racing wheel. Mainly because for me, racing wheels just give me that more clean exit. I'm not very good with the controller. You get me on a controller on Formula 1, I'm a completely different driver. Not in a good way either. Josh, he does use controller. He does have a wheel. Well, he used to have a wheel until he lent it to me. For a little bit because my PlayStation wheel had a Thrustmaster wheel and that broke a few months ago. So I'm currently using his wheel for the time being. He's on controller. He's rapid on controller. You'll see some good races from me and Josh throughout the few months coming on co-op season, and even go ahead and look at his career mode. We're going to see who can get the best career mode team. That's a little challenge we've got between ourselves. Who can have the best career mode team? Our videos are going to be going up at roughly the same times anyway. So you better see who's going. We've got Esteban trying to go on the outside. There was not a space for Ocon there. And he tried a move that wasn't really there. That shows his sort of inexperience as a driver. Trying to get power inside. Probably scratched out a nice new paint, which I'm not very happy about. Anyway, we're going to set a good lap time of a 25 flat. That's not too bad. We're still trying to stay behind Norris here. We're currently half a second behind him. He's just gently pulling away from us, gradually trying to get away from us, and we're going to try and jump it down to gear 2, get a nice exit out of the corner. Went a bit wide, has compromised our turn for the next turn. This is where Australia is quite a difficult circuit because one corner affects the next one. You saw there, I didn't get a good exit out of that corner, but it affects the next one. Now we're 6/10 down, so we're late on the brakes, early on the power, try not to get on the grass, feed it through, get on the ERS. Now we need 7/10 down just because of that one mistake. We're trying to get late on the brakes, maybe put it down into gear 2. No, gear 3, early on the power now, there we go. Maybe a little bit late on the power again. 7/10 down, so we've got Ocon right behind us with 2/10 behind. Maybe he's going to try and make a move into the next couple of corners, go through the corner, right on the curve, trying to go past the track limits, lift off a little bit here, back on the DRS. We're still in DRS range, which is good, but we're still 6/10 down. Even Norris was pulling away from us when we had DRS on him. I know he had DRS in front, but that's how much better his powertrain is than ours. We're not really competing with these teams yet. Hopefully we will be in the next season or two, but we're not quite there with our team. We're a brand new team, so trying to get early on the power throughout this corner. That was a bit of a better exit. Nice and early on the power. We've got Ocon right behind us. Now we're going to skip to the next part of the race. Now lap 4. Early on the power. Oh no, we've made a mistake here. Now Ocon's going to go past. We've made a mistake. Back on the DRS. Ocon's going to go past. He's given the place to Esteban. Do we look down the inside? No, we don't look down the inside. We're trying to get a good exit out of here. Maybe we can get him back in the next corner. I think he's just pulled away from us, unfortunately. And that is the difference between power units in this game at the moment. You know, the Renault engine actually is worse than the Mercedes, but I guarantee that Renault engines, they've updated and upgraded their powertrain more than we have, obviously. My mistake, he got past out the final corner, tried putting the power down too early. As I've mentioned, I was trying to I was putting the power down too late, so I thought I'll try and put it down a bit earlier. And I obviously compromised our exits. Now we're going to skip to lap 7. Now this is our pit lap. Okay, so we're going to be coming in the pits at the end of this lap. We're going to chuck into lean mix, try and save some fuel. It says engage pit limiter because first career race on this game. So it's trying to telling me what to do. Even though I don't need to be told what to do with the game. But the game's just trying to help me out here. Now the pit is a little bit different. I do not have pit assist on, so I have to hold the clutch down, wait until that green light goes, and then go out through. I'm going to hold the clutch. What's the stop from the team? 1.9 seconds! Ooh, very good start. Now we're going to come out of the pits. Lap 8 now, and we're going to go down to the first corner. There we go, and we're now going to go through, and we are away. So now this outlap has to be good, because the drivers around me have not have not pitted yet. Pitted yet. So I don't think Ocon's coming to the pitch yet. Kvyat's still behind me. He's 3 seconds behind. He's quite far behind now. So we're going to try and get a good outlap here. Try and catch up to our competitors in front. We're technically sat in the points. Are we? No, we're 18th. We're not sat in the points. We're not sat in the points at all. We are 18th at the moment. We're going to try and catch our drivers around us. We need to get a good outlap here. We do have fresh tyres. Skip to lap 9. And we're now behind Stroll. Now, Stroll had an issue with his car at the moment, because normally that racing point is faster than our car by quite a while, by quite a long way, but he has an issue with our car. Jeff told me over the radio, I thought I need to put into rich mix. We don't have any ERS left, we're going to have to send it down the inside. Down into gear 3, get a nice turn and exit in. That's a very good move on Lance Stroll there. We're up into P11. Again, Esteban Ocon's just 2 seconds away. Points are just slipping out of our hands here today. I think we're going to have to hope for a reliability issue from one of these teams in front in order to get points. We're going to skip to lap 12 now because nothing really happens at the moment. Stroll's got an issue. He's backing further away from me. I'm losing time to Ocon, so this is where the race gets a little bit lonely for me. Just sat here in 11th position, just trying to keep the laps consistent. Maybe hope for someone at the front of the pack to run into reliability issues, which does happen in Australia. It's the first race of the season, so reliability issues are very common, and I'm surprised there's only one car which is out of the session at the moment, which I believe was Nicholas Latifi of the Williams team, which isn't really surprised from the Williams team, to be honest, unfortunately for them. Their car didn't have the best reliability and is the worst car on the grid so far, so we're going to go down to gear 4, try and get a nice early exit on the power. Good exit out of there. We're just going to keep going around, try and see if we can shave some time off Ocon, because maybe he has a penalty or anything like that. I don't think he does, but if he does have a penalty, it'll be 3 seconds. We've got to try and stick within that 3-second window if he does somehow have a penalty on him. But now the car we need to watch out for is actually Alexander Albon behind us. He's 4 seconds behind, but he's in a Red Bull. I think he had to make another pit stop to change a front wing or something, but he's behind us. And we know that Red Bull is definitely quicker than our car. It's the second quickest car on the grid, so he is going to be catching us. So we need to try and stay as fast as we can. He's 4 seconds behind, so he may well have a go on the last lap. As we skip to the last lap now, you can actually see he's only 0.7 of a second behind us. Hamilton's won the race. We've got to try and go as quickly as we can. He haven't got a lot of ERS left to fight with. We've got to try and get Ocon. Ocon's coming now. He's got DRS on me early into the brakes. Gear 3, get a good exit. I was early on the brakes there, trying to get a good exit out of here. Down to gear 5, you can see Ocon's 1/10 of a second behind us. Don't dive him around the inside. Nice, steady on the power here through the last corner. Again, steady on the power. Back on the power nice and early on the ERS. And I think we've just held off Alexander Albon. And we take P11 in our first race. I will take P11. It's a very, very good start to the season. Bottas got driver of the day. I actually don't know where he started compared to where he finished. He didn't win because Hamilton won the race. Mercedes win the race with Lewis Hamilton. Not really surprised there. Not surprised that Hamilton won that race, unfortunately. I think that's something you'll see this season. It will be most likely Mercedes dominated through this season. We see Hamilton on top, Verstappen came in second, and Bottas got third. So the typical podium, unfortunately, as I think we all expected. And now we're going to have a look at the race results, see where our teammate came. We did come in P11. Bottas started 11th and came third. That's a very good race result from him. Luca Giotto came 18th in the end. Not bad from him. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Give a thumbs up down below. Like the video as well. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. And I will see you in the next few videos for the next race in Bahrain.